All right, let's talk about why single mothers, right? Make a case for why dudes deal with them seriously and, just kick it with them. So let's talk about that for a minute. I'll hit the link in the description, join the Patreon gang. Appreciate y'all for helping me grow the family on there. Do some good work. So I'm going to start off by saying a lot of women be baffled who don't have children. They're really baffled by why men deal with single mothers. Real talk, they're baffled why men deal with single mothers. It doesn't make sense to them, right? Because they see it through their lenses, while they still in their prime and they feel like they can still deal with the top guys. Women who are logical and all that way, they like, why would you? You don't have no kids, or why would you deal with that? Because they know how treacherous women are, especially when you say it's single mothers, and then they be like, I'm single with no kids. My friends are single with no kids. Why would you choose that, right? So, that's really, they really be baffled, some women, why guys even take it into consideration. So, because they can never see themselves doing it until they are literally in decline, right? Or they don't have the marketplace value or they find out they never had the value, or they older and they don't have the value, right? So, but the case to be made is because just if you just talking about seriously, we'll start off there. The case to be made for dealing with them seriously is simple as some guys, never had a family, and getting into with a woman who has a family. I mean, maybe it's a family vibe. Also, you're able to see her mothering and nurturing abilities. All right. Therefore, that also translate to mating ability. If you're a good mother, you thoughtful, resourceful, she cook for that kid every day, or she cook in general every day. You get to see her mothering side and her calmness. Believe it or not, most women, they hate kids. You talk to most modern women, that's why it's funny to see a lot of these women be teachers and they legitimately hate kids. Like, don't want them, never want kids. Kids are irritating. They this, that, and the third, past this age, they cute until they start. They hate kids. If you really listen to women talk, they hate kids. And you've seen all these different female teachers get in trouble. They hate the kids. They don't like kids. Therefore, they don't want kids. So when you're dealing with a woman who don't want kids, a large percentage of the time, 9 times out of 10, probably even higher than that, 9.7 times out of 10, she doesn't even have wifely traits. She not caring. She's not loving. She don't cook. She don't clean. You know what I'm saying? All she think about is herself. That's the number one reason why a lot of women hate kids, is because they have to consider somebody else other than themselves. Think about this generation of women that's giving up their kids, dropped them off at the fire department, gave their kids away, joked about it, but really thinking about it, or really did it. A large percentage of the time is because they care. I can't go to the club. It's always I. What I can't do. I have to sacrifice this. I have to do this. And a lot of times they end up being the worst parents in the world, or the worst mothers in the world, because it's that single letter word, I. It's about I. It's about me. That's what that's what I'm translating into. Why a lot of those type of women don't get married. They think of I, me, myself. Those are the words that they think of describe my children. You know what I'm saying? And when you have women that speak like that, you know what I'm saying? They're not relationship. They're not team builders. They're not wife material. They're not. They're not. If she putting herself over her children, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think she gonna do to you? So you see women who do have children and they are good mothers or come off as good mothers, that is attractive to a lot of men. That is attractive to a lot of men. Okay, she has wifely traits. She has wifely traits. A lot of those wifely traits that you show as a mother translate to a wife. Selfless, thinks about others, have a big heart. All those things it takes to be a great friend, a great mother, a great wife. Okay? That's just what it is. All right? So I think that's a large percentage of what it really is. But then again, a lot of them, when you talk about taking serious, sometimes they're, they horny and they give up the ass first. I mean, we all been there. We've been dealing with multiple women and we trying to choose which woman we gonna rock out for with, or most dudes usually, especially if it's even Stevens, most dudes gonna choose the woman who give them the pussy first. Contrary to what people believe, I'm gonna make them wait because I like them and this. Most guys want to deal with chicks. Most guys want to they usually deal with the chick who put out first. Real talk. Most guys, she get the lead in the race when she put out first. Real talk. She get the lead in the race when she put out first. So women making dudes wait for it and wonder why you lost out on a good dude. There you have it. So a lot of times they're more horny, they're more sexual. If they ain't had it in a while, you know what I'm saying? And they also, now I say this all the time, especially on the Patreon, when you talk about building rotation, they make great rotational pieces. So if you're dealing with 2 women or 3 women, and you just want to have it your way and kick it, you might be busy, or you just like, I don't want to commit a relationship. And I'm gonna get to this in a second. Single mothers love those type of relationships. You know what I'm saying? But to wrap it up on a serious tip, sometimes it might be a guy, he don't have a family and he like the family vibes, or, it might be just raw attraction. Like, she just so cold. I'm willing to overlook her having children. Or a lot of times he see those traits, those motherly traits, if she a good mother, and he'd be like, cool, did she make a good wife? But a lot of times, a lot of times I'm done having children. I'm not having no more children. And, you hear things like that, then you understand it's a good time, not a long time. Now get into it being a good time, not a long time. When you just dealing with them, just kicking it with them, I mean, shit. If you dealing with, let's say you got a rotation of 3 women. Let's just say 4. That's crazy, but let's just say 4. At least 2. At least if you're gonna have like 2 of the same thing, you're probably gonna have 2 single mothers in there, right? Because they're available on weekends, or they might be available in the middle of the week. They don't have a lot of time to really be focused on you. They can't really dedicate their time to you, right? So you deal with them when you deal with them. When I was single, I was dealing with one. We might see each other once a month, twice a month, but it was explosive when we seen each other. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the thing about it. And it was fun. They are fun to deal with. A lot of single mothers is fun. They wound up, they tight, they, doing stuff. But when they get with you, they get to unwind, relax, especially if you're social and charismatic. It's cool. You ain't chill, especially if you're not looking to start a family or you looking just to chill. They great to have fun with. That's where it kick in, where dudes start dealing with nurses, flight attendants, or those high-ho careers or high-ho job, job titles that women have. That's when those come in. Like, when you really ain't looking for nothing serious, you just really chilling, and you figure, like, I don't want a family right now, or I don't want one at all, I just want to kick in and have fun. Those are where those type of women kick in at. When y'all get together, y'all might travel together, ball out, she ain't tripping about it, you ain't tripping about nothing, y'all just kicking and have a great time. Those are some of the best relationships. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're dealing with just that, it's not a lot of allocated steady time. And a lot of times especially when you deal with chicks and this kind of venturing off, you a side dude, you dealing with chicks that got a man, you get the best version of those women. You know what I'm saying? They cook for you. They bring you a plate. They do all these things for you, right? Because this feels like a new relationship. Same thing with single mothers. When y'all see each other, whether it's once a week, once a month, every other week, or on weekends, it's great. It's not oversaturated. It's a great time. So they make great rotational pieces because they don't take up a ton of time. And if they do take up time, it's like, well, hey, let me slide over there. I put the kids to sleep, slide over here, smack it out real quick, have some fun, get some drink, smoke, slide out the side door before they wake up. Or I'm gonna slide out real quick, I'm gone. So you ain't gotta worry about her spending the night. You ain't gotta worry about her pulling, like trying to kick her out, trying to get her to leave. She already bam, 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 bam. It's like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you start talking about recreational use, it's usually they ain't got time for bullshit. I ain't doing too much court. They are very direct. They are very direct. I might kick it to see if you better, see if y'all like each other. But the second, third time y'all see each other, it's gonna be cheek clapping. They're very direct. They want to fuck on the spot a lot of the times. So when you start talking about direct, flexible with your schedule, you ain't got to deal with, kicking her out the crib and like, I'm about to go to work, you got to leave. Oh, I want to leave and all that. Niggas got to deal with that shit. Like, chicks don't really take a cue. I wish chicks can understand what it felt like when we bust a nut, right? Like, they want to cuddle and all that type of shit. Like, man, we bust a nut, like we work the day, we just want to roll over and go to sleep. They want to cuddle, play footsies, rub your back and shit. Niggas don't be wanting that shit, especially after a long. They can never understand that though. Sometimes it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, niggas like, man, I'm tired. My back hurt. I ain't feel like fucking today. I'm tired. But then again, when you a single guy, right? You don't have to when recreation, you chilling, single guy, and you got a couple girls you dealing with, a girl or two that you having fun with, however you doing it. It's like, yeah, when you ready to fuck, yeah, you go 4-5 rounds. Like when you got the energy and you got the urge to do so. When you in a committed relationship, it's like if you don't fuck your girl, oh, who you cheating with, or what happened, and I'm not pretty no more. And women just think like we don't supposed to get tired, or we not, drained, or we not stressing, or we not dealing with real life situations, because they don't really deal with shit like we deal with real life shit. And then you got to deal with that. So it's a lot of reasons why guys just play the field and not do real relationships. And baby mamas fuel that field. They fuel that field of like girls that we just chilling with. They fuel that. Like, yeah, just kick it with, she cool, this, that. And then sometimes, a lot of girls, they just play the waiting game. They have a side nigga for 20, 30 years, and that's just be what it is. Then on the other hand, sometimes they might play the waiting game, and the dude might be like, hey, man, she cool. Let me get the full version. Ain't shit else out there. We locked in. We know each other. You know what I'm saying? And it may or may not work. Sometimes when you enter a long-term relationship with somebody for what it is, and y'all kicking and y'all cool, it changes everything, because there's no hard agreement on what you can and what you can't do. But the bad thing about it is the more sexual partners you bring in, regardless if you kicking it with it and you ain't protecting yourself, the more high risk everybody is. If you sleep with a girl and then you sleep with another girl the next day and you didn't clean yourself the right way, you can get that girl, an infection. Not an STI, I forget what they call it. An infection. So there's got to be precautions and stuff there too. So that's where the poly shit kind of get. It's trust. It's already hard to trust one person. Then you say 2 or 3 people. So yeah, kind of having those fun situations, in my opinion, having those fun situations, it's fine and dandy until shit gets serious. People get pregnant, or people get sick, or baby daddies come in and want to fight, and this, that, and the third. I remember I was dealing with a chick. She was like, yeah, I had a guy, I just got divorced, and I had a guy, and then my baby daddy, he ain't really mean like that. He played like he tough, but he put sugar in the nigga tank and fucked the shit. I'm looking like, yeah, I had to watch myself. You know what I'm saying? But, shit, it is what it is. But they be hella cool. Like, baby mamas be hella cool. They just great to kick it with. And a lot of times most guys just want to have fun. And I'll talk about that maybe if somebody say it in the comment section, or I remember it. Some guys just want to have fun. Some girls just want to have, but the dangerous thing about it is, when y'all have fun and y'all not committed, this can happen in a regular relationship. You go fuck somebody else, it complicates everything from diseases. It complicates everything. So we gonna just kick it and have fun and be committed to each other. Then, yeah, just, we ain't living together, but we kicking it. We just fucking each other and having fun. I mean, I think that'd be cool. But in reality, you ain't gonna have that relationship. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, just like, hey, sometimes you gotta just require niggas to strap up. You gotta strap up. So it is what it is, man. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. A little long-winded, but hey, hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.